mean, with all the amount of opinions and experiences of other people and information that is available in this world, which is basically infinite, I could really see how it could be confusing for people or drive people crazy to feel like, what is the truth? Like, what is the answer for me? Hey beautiful people, I hope you're all doing super well. My name is Brittany. Welcome if it's your first time visiting my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about a really commonly asked question I get in my life. And I would say specifically I'll relate it more to pregnancy because I've been getting this question in pregnancy, and also I think I've just been living such a radical life for a long time that I get this question a lot. And I want to say it's actually not just one specific question. It's basically a question that goes something like this, and I imagine it could apply to potentially everybody, which is a reason I really want to make this video, and because I have been giving a very similar response, like noticing, wow, there's like this similar reflection that comes through me when people ask this that I want to share here with you. So the question is, the question is something like, Brittany, I've heard that, what did I get this morning? I've heard that it's not good to be diffusing essential oils while you're pregnant. Is that true? Or I get a lot of these in response to my Insta story where I'll put up a clip of like, yeah, me diffusing essential oils, or me doing handstands. Brittany, I've heard it's not good to invert when you're pregnant. Is that true? Or Brittany, I noticed there's, a lot of people say this thing. Is that true? And what I want to talk about is, gosh, I want to talk about everything around this. I'm just gonna like organically share how I feel about this and hopefully do it in a way that feels succinct and easy for you to receive and understand my share, and also that doesn't take forever. So I think the big thing I feel is that there are, like, this idea of, is that true? For me feels like there can be so many different truths for everybody. And a lot of times, I think that in society, we're sort of taught to see things as like there being a truth or a right answer, or, we're graded for people who go to traditional school based on like, there is this answer and other things are like a percentage of that answer. And for me in my life, I've just found that different truths exist for me at different times. And for me, truths are really just beliefs. And if beliefs are just thoughts that we think over and over, and ideas that we form that turn into these thoughts, then I feel like I can really see how truths aren't, like, for me, this ultimate thing. So, an interesting example is, for example, I was drinking red raspberry leaf tea in some Insta story I posted a very long time ago, and a couple people messaged me and said, I've heard that red raspberry leaf tea is not safe to drink while you're pregnant, like, be careful. And then other people sharing with me like, oh, I love red raspberry leaf tea, it's like the best for pregnancy, it's the best for fertility, all these different things. And I mean, with all the amount of opinions and experiences of other people and information that is available in this world, which is basically infinite, I could really see how it could be confusing for people or drive people crazy to feel like, what is the truth? Like, what is the answer for me? And I think that's really what we're all looking for. Not to put words into your mouth. Maybe I can just say, what I'm looking for is, what's the truth for me right now? Like, what feels best for me right now? And I find that ultimately the answer to that is within me. And it's something that I really feel from the inside out. And it doesn't mean, like, I'm also interested in other people's experiences, for sure, to a degree, depending on what I'm looking for and depending on the people that I'm looking to or the information sources I'm looking to. I really value internal guidance and intuition and feelings that really don't have words I could possibly put to them, which help me know what's right for me. And that's something I've been cultivating really deeply over the last 5 to 10 years, is this connection with myself. And I think that we're born with it. And I think that it's something that can get lost over time as we're taught that, or as I was taught, like not to trust myself, not to trust my instincts. I was told like how to behave. I was like told to do things this way, to like kind of try to fit me into some sort of a box, and we don't belong in boxes. I feel like we're all really unique, and although there might be answers that look really similar for a lot of us, like what types of foods feel good for a lot of people, or just that, you know, moving our bodies feels good, there's also a lot of variation, such as like when it feels best to move our bodies or eat those foods or whatever the thing is. So my answer to these questions is something like, I couldn't possibly know what the truth is for you. And what I'm interested in is holding space for you to discover your truth and to feel that out in whatever way feels right for you. So maybe that's trying some different things on, or, you know, doing some research as you feel like a book is calling to you, or an article is calling to you, or, you know, a person's experience is feeling like it really resonates with you. Like, what does that tell you about yourself and your internal guidance system, and how it's guiding you towards something that is like feeling more alive for you right now? So yeah, for me in pregnancy, essential oils have been amazing to diffuse, and I love feeling guided towards the scents and the properties that these oils have, and like how I feel them, how I feel my being, the energy around me, etc. Like how I feel like I want to be experiencing them. Movement and my movement practices have felt so important to be attuned to and to allow to organically unfold. Some of the best I feel in pregnancy so far, I'm 33 weeks pregnant, and the best I've felt is being upside down in my handstand practice or in my acrobatics practice. And I don't imagine that that would be the case for everybody by any means. If somebody's never done a handstand before and they're pregnant and they invert, it's probably going to be pretty intense. Like, that would make a lot of sense to me. And yeah, like things that I've naturally been developing in my body in terms of movement, or the foods that I'm eating, or whatever, it makes sense that like in pregnancy, it's been a continuation of that. And an adaptation, because I feel like in pregnancy, in life, in everything, we are always growing and changing, and we have the ability to grow and change. And I mean, that's just such a gift to be open to. I think like being open to our truths changing is such a great skill to have. And having space for others to have their own experiences, whatever that may be, I feel like is an amazing skill to have. And to appreciate other people's experiences and to really hold space for them, that they're honoring what feels good for them and taking what we want from other people's experiences as inspiration, or like letting them go as like, oh cool, that's cool for them, and like that's not really resonating with me. Like, you know, just, yeah. Having more space for individuals, for us all to be individuals, and for us all to feel inspired from within and from like without around us, inspired from within and inspired by the people and energy and forces around us. And also just like so supportive. That's what feels best for me. So supportive of our own journeys, especially the more like unique and crazy they start looking, which I imagine for a lot of you, if you've like somehow migrated to my channel, that you're probably pretty weird too, which I think is a compliment. And then also having that space for other people's experiences. And I know it's not always easy for people, that like fear can be triggered. Like, oh, I really care about this person. I don't want them to like fall or whatever. And I mean, I just can't imagine that anybody cares more about the health of this child, or like me in this case, because I care about me and also because I'm a vessel for this child. It's like, man, I am so on top of feeling out what is right for me. And I just feel like I couldn't be having a more amazing pregnancy. I'm so grateful for it all. So if people see me diffusing essential oils or getting upside down or eating lots of fruit or whatever the thing is that I'm doing, you can bet that it's because it feels great for me. I'm not feeling fear around it. It feels totally safe and in alignment with what's going on for me, etc., etc. Yeah, because that's how I live my life. And I imagine that's how maybe all of us are aiming to live our lives, in a way that really resonates with us and that's always moving towards greater health and self-care and self-love. And those things, I think, will lead us all to a more loving space and more supportive space for one another. Thank you. I could talk about this topic forever and ever and ever and ever. So hopefully, oh wow, this video is way longer than I expected. That's okay. Thanks so much for asking.